asem yenu anoma e wo Bible study and prayer group in edi yanim nti ne yebesre senka yebetumi a yemfa nka yen program ho na wotwe bia se ebnada nwumre bia 7 pm yebeba aha na yabe pensen erade asem mu yenu anom yafo nso e wo meeting nwumre 6 pm sanso na YPG so ebe share mu 5 pm nti yebesre se yen hye ne nso yede owumu enidaso e ka ye ho se yenu akuma a owo YPG Joseph Yoyowa Jr. Opapa eye no memenda edi animi na eba so na ewo Presbyterian for Eternity Congregation ewo apenkwa tesano the best rest sene asori nhyehyɛ yete no ye besiesie ye ho nti ne mudodo a ye betumi akɔ moma administration office asonte sene be ya nhyehyɛ ho a ewo se ye hyehyɛ ye ho sie no yaye na yetumi akwakoja ye nua kuman saa so na ye de owusori mani da so ka ye ho se yasori ba erade to nsa frɛ no Ora Charles Ofori ono nso ne ye ne beba so memenda edi animi 6 February ewo Kumasi Bokom Estate saa senia asori nhyehyɛ yete no yebekɔ akwakoja ebusua enu nti yebehwɛ yen ya yebetumi akɔ no moma mpanyimfo aso ente okoyen administration office ho a na udin agya asada so the radius emu yewo 2021 almanac ewo aha enti yebehwɛ sɛ yɛpɔn na ho yɛn ahyɛ sa ebi ewo hɔ yɛni bia na yɛbɛbɔ yɛbɛhwɛ mo sɛ yɛbɛtɔ bi ɛyɛ 5 Ghana cedis yɛnda Yehowa ase no ye na nadɔyɛ wɔ hɔ daa amen.
Greater Accra, Kramantam ha, Dr. Foku Kesiye Medical Association. Ribi watro letter eba session se opekwan na onia ka yarea aba ma nyina hyehyehye ne ayehye ehu asem kakra akyere yen ye ma ho kwan anopa no one first service for no be kasai Isamri mefre Dr. Uwusu Sechere oye Greater Accra president na onye abe kasakakra Dr. Wonga eba ewia asore no wonnie ye wonyina ni de nanso dodo no awo ha ya da okuma so no acho mayent
yo say ebeda mo ase say ye a tro krata ne baaye no nso mo hwe mu na mo man kwan say yembra ye ne mo medi nkomo ye important even more when I say yare ka ho asem ye bibia am say obia ate nti afede ebiem yenyina yedim de ekoso nti ade ne ye ka yare ho asem yare ne ye COVID-19 na ho hia say ye beka ho asem still if you say ade bia yenim esese eboa ema ye bre yare na asero yenyina yedim enso eno na chi no yare no ekosro na ye hu say digina gina ejidie bi anipa bi wo ejidie a enye based on evidence. One of them they say yare no virus no kra oni ho na ade a oni ho de eye den na esese ye sa beje se ye de aba no ade na ese ye diso ho hia ebinu nso say yare de ogidi a eda ebamu nti once a omonji ndi de yare no emfa wo ho na ebinum enso gidie ne say yare yaba ne mom omo to omani a omo hu obi a omo hu say wo yare ne bi na omo hu say obi a ni ho a yare ne kono biem nti ade na ese ye toaso ehwe niema ya ye si ye nye no because niema no enye comfortable na whether ye gidi or na say ye engine deal ye hu say dear nkofo bebree a bi a ye nyina ye nim na omo no yare yi bi ka omo na ebi kra na ye nim nkofo bi nso a yare ye ku omo nti ehu hia say ye beka ho asem because wunim ade no wunim de ese wo ye a on sanka bia ade nti na say nkofo bebree nsaka ni nyina gina say ebi a na nti ase ankasa amba no nti na Ghana Medical Association ye de ato ho say da bi ebitimi agina radio so ne aka ebitimi agina social media so ne aka ebitimi bi aye videos a ye de be kwa akoma nkofo aso mo pese omo bisa questions na mo tie ase ye kwan be so no mbefa so ide ho beba say ye beba enemo aba bedi nkobo na so wo question bi a obisa ye betimi a kire yare no yese eye virus na ede yare ne ba mse omo bebre ye wo bacteria ye wo virus ye wo fungi na ye wo protozoas na 4 emwe amakomo asem na 3 of them ye wo droma omo sebe so binya malaria uma no malaria dro eko oni hobio binya bacterial infection na se ekoto antibiotics mana after some time ne ho atono the same for fungus nemo meba viruses a ye ni adru a etimi kum viruses no apart from virus kakra bi a ye wo adru a ne all the man how se be kun no all the viruses in fact most viruses ye ni adru e de kun omo say the most popular virus will be any HIV. HIV away from 1980s. So. Science ekuso konenim. And so yenya edra etimi kum virus. Yenya edra ebetimi slow down virus no say the esi multiply no. Na say be kum no de yenya bi. In the same vein yenya vaccine. Obetimi ama wo de wo obi a ohunya HIV bia entimi affected nti esese ehun behia se ye besua se ye besi ne aboa no atena na viruses si especially covid de ye hu ne se oso ni mu odu nti se wo kasa me mfa se me wo bi na me kasa virus ni free menum esisa enti nyaade a wo be ho say wo de microscope pa na be ho e free menu because say oson nti on travel nko echi na wate ahwe nti say me kasa say me obi a even though me she mask kakra bi wetimi afem be toto we so endru be bia mo we nti sa space na e walk between me and mo no yade a eboye nyina ho bai. That is what physical distancing is about. 6 feet science who say viruses no entimi endru 6 feet da enti se me gina hanom na se wo gina ha 6 feet a ebi mma wo ho na se ye kasa ye tonyom ye wense ye bowa tani ma no so bowa wa hu force a wo generate ansa na watimi abowa no nti sa force no eba pia aboa no kɔ pa nti kwa be so ne fa so a ye betimi ta ewa ne we say na normal processes ewo your body no kwa na ombo wada obi abowa bibi wense irritate wa o wense na pie nti sa normal we ne be so the kwa be so ne ye betimi afa so a ye betimi a limit the spread no ekonum na mask na ye hye no ebam nti se me ka say se me bowa mask no emma ebowa na efri me mu ba no ɔmo bɛwɔ ha no na kakraa bi aba ha nduru baabi a wɔwɔ no sɛ menhyɛ mask na mebɔ wɔ a ɛtumi duru hɔ nti sɛ yɛhwɛ a mask na yɛhyɛ sɛ memehyɛ na sɛ woanhyɛ a memebɔ wo ho ban ba wombɔ me ho ban because memebɔ wa no a anaasɛ menwensi no a biribiara wɔ baabi a memewɔ no a ba wonhyɛ no wokasa o wobɔ wa o wonwensi a ɛba me hɔ straight ma yɛ adwene nyɛ yɛ sɛ because sɛ yɛhyɛ mask no nti sɛ obi bɔ wa a mask no ɛma yɛnya bi mask no the best one your friend N95 ɛno bi na mehyɛ yi the reason why your friend N95 ne sɛ ɛtumi stop 95% of organisms there is still 5% a ɛbɛtumi afam aba nti sɛ mahyɛ mask no na maadwene yɛ me sɛ mahyɛ no nti bɛtumi abɛn wo ɛne wadi nkɔmmɔ wobɛwense biara ɛmfa me ho a na I'm just deceiving myself. It's a 5%. That is the medical one. Majority are motion surgical mask no. It's about 90%. Cloth mask is even lower. And say wash a mask no. Now one share you. Remember, say you are protecting yourself and the other person. And if you watch say, Tenipa mienu ebeng. Na se omu mienu nhyɛ mask. Na se baako wɔ Arabia. Woche mu ɔha. Emu aduokono. The chance say nipa na ɔnhyɛ bi ne benya saa virus na free hɔ no is 90%. Very, very hard. Se meme hyɛ mask. Na wo nhyɛ mask na sɛ wo bi na wo bɔ wa chance no reduce from 90% to 30%, but 30% is still very high. Sɛ wo hyɛ na meme hyɛ wo bi na wo bɔ wa na wo ne me kasa na yɛ bɛn koraa bɔ a risk na aba 1.5%. Ɛyɛ den ni nya 0%. 0% say wo hyɛ wo mask. Me hyɛ mask. That separate ye ho by the 6 feet no. Na de wo bɔ wo wo sinizi o, de obeye bia no. I'm protected, you are protected. Nti ye hwa ɛnsɛ saa dynamics na nkɔfo nti ase yi. Ɛno no nti ɛna still a ye hu sɛ viruses no nkɔfo bebree nya bi. Ɛsɛ sɛ yɛ protect yɛ ho. Na mask no, ɛsɛ yɛhyɛ ne yie. Ɛsɛ sɛ ɛkata wo hwene ɛne w'ano. Sɛ wode kata w'ano nko a, whereas a wokasa a, wobɛ limit no no. Wohome deɛ obi ɛka. Ɛna sɛ wo nso wohome a, ɛba abɔnten. Nti ɛsɛ cover wo hwene anyone. That's the best way. Sɛ wopɛ sɛ wokasa te sɛ dɛ mekasa yi meyɛ sure sɛ mu nyinaa mote menka mentwe mbaa fam ɛni kwan sɛ wotwe ba fam sɛ wopɛ sɛ wokasa wotwe ba fam a ɛkyerɛ sɛ protection no you are not protecting the other person and the other person is also not protecting you. Ɛbɛba sɛ bi a gye sɛ wotɛn w'aso kakra nsa na wati but it is protective. Nti yɛnhyɛ ne yie. Ɛyɛ nokorɛ sɛ ɛduru mmerɛ bi a yɛhyɛ mask na ɛyɛ den sɛ yɛbɛhome because your body no ɛnyɛ used to sɛ wohome fa biribi mu. But sɛ wo compare saa uncomfortable feeling wei ɛne sɛ woda hospital bed so na wontumi nhome na yɛde oxygen asi wo so na in some instances just yɛde tube bi koraa hyɛ wo minimum ansa na yɛde machine asi wo so a wotumi sɛ saa uncomfortable feeling wei na yɛnya no ɛyɛ ketewaa bi nti mesrɛ mo yɛnhyɛ mask no na yɛnte yɛn ntam. The third part ɛne sɛ sɛdeɛ meka sɛ mɛsi aka no mahyɛ mask biribi kakra bi ɛtotɔ ha. Next person ne ba no obɛgyina ɔde ne nsa ato so owie a ɔde ahyɛ n'anim wɔayusi wafa afiri ha no bɛkɔ n'anim. Na mmom sɛ ɔde hand sanitizer ɛyɛ ne nsa ho a virus no wɔko no. So that is the reason why the third one no and it's a hand hygiene. Mahu sɛ mo pono mo abia to hɔ perpetually, which is good. The binom wɔ hɔ nom a yɛatom nti obi a ɔbɛwura biara so na wabie sɛ wasini de agu ne nsam o sɛ wayɛ den ɔde abie. The next person wasom na ɔde abie. The possibility yɛ nipa once bibi kakra bi how bohu na do sa akwahyɛ na wa transmit. Nti sɛ wobɛbie dan a sɛ swing doors a wodo o elbow ɛbɛbie sɛ de bɛyɛ a obi ani hɔ a ɔde ne elbow ɛtiti n'anim. Nti sɛ ɛwɔ hanom koraa mpo a it won't get to the face. Nti sɛ yɛhwɛ a aboa no ɔyɛ dangerous mom na yɛhwɛ sɛ nimdeɛ a ɛwɔ ne ho a ɛyɛ better sɛ yɛbɛtumi a protect na yɛ defeat aboa no. Another thing ɛyɛ sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔbɔ wɔ a as much as possible sɛ wohyɛ mask na koraa mpo a yɛ expect sɛ ɔbɛbɔ wɔ agu wɔ elbow no aha. Again ɛyɛ better because obi ani hɔ a ɔde na ha no makyia. Chances are that ɔde wɔn nsa ɛna bɛkyia. So wobɔ wɔ agu wɔ mu agu nsa ho na de akyia obi. Ɛno nti na sɛ yɛsɛ nkyia yɛnim. Nkyia is very vital ɛwɔ yɛ part yɛ tradition yɛ system mu. Nso sɛ wobɛkyia obi nsɛm wonim deɛ kuta ne nipa korɔ nsɛm. Yaba with the near come between the elbow akyia between the na akyia they are acceptable. The same thing goes for hugging. Nipa na check ebi a nipa na yare wo hu no say the natural instinct is say obɛbam nipa korɔ wa kyɛ ne sɛ wo afɛ no. It's human but it's dangerous in this current setting. So don't feel offended if say o person chair will be nani papa or protect you and you're also protecting the person. Into COVID yare nyina ye ni made a ye be fa so a betimi de defeat no. Enye bibi foforo bia. Granted say measures be out. Say matter say free hydrogen peroxide. Unfortunately, no mean really study be a HSA. Nkrofo we use hydrogen peroxide ma and we use you check hydrogen peroxide for no use virus. I haven't come across that study. So mean to me recommend they say you use it and I use it. In the same vein, nkrofo be say steam. We inhale steam Again, I haven't come across a study that compares the two. Steam group, non-steam group, you analyze and see, say, steam group, no, you are protected. I don't have that evidence. I cannot say that. The same goes for neem tree, ginger, garlic. So many traditional things that people have used. Is it helpful? Is it not helpful? Minka. Nemum de metimi aka ene say vitamin C and zinc. Eboa ema ye immune system no. Eno a etimi boa ma etimi ko yare no. Ema na no ye den mo. Nti even though any specific for COVID, eboa so that even when you come into contact with organism na betimi ene na ko. Ye. Vaccines and I'm quite over. In fact, other countries are starting to use it. In Yendruha. Yes, Bay June, maybe a neighbor drew her. I wouldn't want to stress on vaccines to go for it, not to go for it. I think it's a time in Yanson here. What I can assure you of is that a band there, maybe didn't have a there are so many people they are not sure. They want to hear what the experts say. The evidence is still evolving. It's yet me engine hanka say. Now the name say, and they say, if I say ye defeat ye kuntia COVID-19 nema miensa ye entity ye mu so hwe nipa mienu motre mo nsa mu sei na se mo nsa entache a eche se 6 feet you are apart. When you see hand gel, hand sanitizer and a mask ye nhye na ye nhye ni ye a face mask. It's not a nose mask. It is not a chin mask. It must be worn well. And when we do that, we'll be able to protect each other. It's imagine our hand on me. Sure say be more questions be. I'm opese mo bisa. The question be obisa meet me at church. Madam Wase.
You. Come on, some doctor. The bajo Obi wo bribi a opese ubisa. Obi so you. Okay, one bajo.
Mbisa say nti say troubles bi to baby ogira no ho anuma so obi ben ho no mu a obetumi anya bia na because ebi okasa na ebi egugu ho no mu ana bewu ana pacho.
Hello? Yes, good. Enunti na ye se mo ho ame begina hanom den fa mensa enka we. Nse gu machi. Because me mpese me de mensa be kan bibi. Because na me ka mu a me yi mask na se man sanitize mensa the next thing is me titi me hwem na manim na ma transmit it. So as much as possible we try not to touch surfaces. And that is what the hand hygiene is all about. Into make us say, the Messia cano, Messia mask, into beer, few drops. The Messia mask, I have exposed this area to anything that is coming from my mouth. May sure some answer on question now.
Yeah.
All right, good. Sorry, I didn't hear you. So there's a follow-up.
Obesan the way number. Obi osoro.
Asunje come.
Pacho kitaman why? Transfer bible.
Okay.
Pacho, my question here, you know. Pacho first, in person bisa say. That you mbomodi non che. Some of the symptoms, and I say symptoms na we are in home. Yet to sumi no say. He said your chair say. Ye be sneeze and say ye kofa enko yen ebu no. E bia nipa ko no either say or the nsa or sneeze bi wo ha onim be sneeze and be kofa ebu ni nsem. Ana say or obo wa de gu ni ebu na e bia no de nsa aka. Or the aye no ho da so ni baby. Akwa kwoti na ka emu. Nipa ko no tini nchen. Bia no de ne ho attach nipa ko no. Nipa ko na atare e short or the nsa attach nipa ko no. Nipa wo chow se eche woni pa ko no anse no ko okotna ni pa ko no nchen a mpa cho betumi anya bia na.
Okay, very good. So the first we say na symptoms no. Na first no, em say yare na start here no say the nim say China and na start here. Ti ne will be a friend case definition. And so be ba na say what to kwan. Na say ne mu keka no or bowa ne kokoye ne ya o home ensiso eno ena ne ye de ye ba sese no ye hu se ne presentation ye bizarre Akala, but first Akala, you diagnose you Kolebu. Unfortunately, the mission Kala, in America, Kala was Oba to say rabies, to say Akala Kama Kawa, not a Kama or rabies, I said you see behavior. Na Akala ni behave. And interestingly, this was during the lockdown. And parents, they were sure say Akala no mpie, Krame biya nkar. And so Akala ni behave sir. Unto me home, until the net to machine so. The next day, no free. But if a COVID test, no, and sana Akala ni free. Results never are positive. And we be undocumented because I am very early. Into say over with rabies-like symptoms, I better still for COVID. Ebinum eba omo honami omo yakwa enonkwa obe tested COVID positive. It's a difficult so obeka say obi a ye okofo be omo allergies tembe omo hwene mu sone omo hwene mu keka omo mu sneeze. So will you go and test them for COVID every time? No, even though it is part of the symptoms, you know. So you really need to have maybe a friend or in medicine say high index of suspicion. So say we say the presentation, you know, and make it sense to the latest test for COVID. Maybe you added a scan rash, over tested, they're positive. So there are so many things we are yet to know about COVID. I think say recently, COVID, no before, no, before, they are coming out with some complications. Say na member no ho aka or radio so say oma ho ode no ekofom. Only God knows what next will come out. So there are so many things we are still learning about this virus. But considering the second question, no, say what we say go ha and fakotina care mu. Yes. Technically, no, and I said theoretically, possible. But the chances of somebody touching here, unless a one or we are touches are there, that is how come these days touching of all sorts is prohibited. It's not encouraged at all. Again, no. You love the person, yeah, we know. You miss the person, yes. But don't go doing that. Of course, if you have families, that is difficult. There are some boundaries you can maintain in a family setting. But social gatherings, we try as much as possible to keep that distance. What we think is fueling this second wave is the fact that there were a lot of parties. We all know what happens at parties. You go in, all gown, everything. Then you start playing music. You are dancing, you get tired, you remove. You like the song, so you are singing, spewing things. You're not wearing the mask into the environment. You are dancing with somebody next to you. You want to go and eat. It's an enclosed space. You all remove your mask. You, as you are eating, you are talking about the food. Oh, this food is not nice. Oh, this one is nice. Oh, this one. You are shedding things into the environment. That is what we think has fueled the second wave. And that is how come, as I say, the implications of those kind of behaviors so that we can bring it down again.
Dr. Ampacho, me pese mi bisa asem bi say last year during lockdown mo boa for sitting arrangement in the passenger car yetete yentem say you say jama yale ne ba down ti sign ko your normal way of sitting but say yale pejai and mo be na betimi dia boa ye wo yen asetenem wo car mu because tania ye bemben no ya na ha dwen even yale yimba yempo Timetra Kamobi who free, or did you choose? Say, Yamia, one hour shall long sleeve or Nabia. No, the 9 ampos at I'm not yale or answer. Ye gin to sir, but say no, yes, and what ben number boy. Let me at 9 year will come.
Perfect observation. Unfortunately, no, solution no enye with us. The yenim no yaka. The yaka say we need to space out. And you are nicely spaced out here. But when you go to the public transport, a different thing. You see, your packet is a sardine. I expect the government, to come out with such regulations. The same thing about the children in school. Should they not? These are all regulations that I expect the government to come out and address based on yare no CDC kono the trajectory no esi etimi hu say nkwala yemo mu school ko mu school so a e kwan be so ne be fa so a ye be reduce no ni nyina ye nema Ghana Medical Association ne government ye din komo para in fact for nkwala not to go back to school no mu bibi sai that time me sha na say me sika no me unit am ye eduma wo Maybe your baby are all tested because COVID negative, tested negative. So it wasn't a problem at that time. And the advice is, no, I think based on measures now you're putting in place, say no, but that was before we started seeing the rise. Unfortunately, preparation had been made, and so there was a need for government to now gauge whether the reopening of school to continue or there should be measures. And I'm hoping to hear something about that in this evening's address for the government. I'm not sure what the direction is going to be like, but certainly I expect there must be some restrictions, some limitation when it comes to gatherings, social gatherings, religious gatherings, schools, funerals, and the rest. I think there must be some restriction, but it is not in my position to say this is what it is. So I agree with you. The transport, we say, it's more reducing. But whether that will happen or not, will depend on the government's own analysis of the situation.
Pacho, akwala be 2 to 3 is bet me ashem no max na is as advice of so bet me asha na akwala no 2 to 3 years on mo sir Pacho.
Okay. The scientists are kind of say 2 years and below there. Because the BBAC say akwala no timi ka kire say BBC yeme. Most children below 2 years may not be able to say things. Until you can say if you cannot instruct the child for the child to adhere to the instructions, then it is not worth it. So below 2 years, but between 2 and 4, discretionary to be decided whether based on Akala way. Mr. Kalebi or me very assertive. The be a bit miaka. Akalebi are 6 years. Who the Jackson on Hokra own country. So that child you will not put a face mask on. So there are a lot of gray areas. But the face mask, theoretically, from 2 years up, you can 2 years below, not advisable.
Me facho, me pese me who the proper way of wearing the nose mask and different type because they're saying and then say common one obi a she would any different kakra. But who said for since the time you started Okasano, you've not touched the nose mask. But they're saying from time to time, even bare a minute or 2, 3 minutes. Now watching Ashini. Intimi person who say which type and I say the proper way of wearing the mask.
Okay, and the mask no your cloth. You also need a surgical mask and I wear N95. Surgical mask and N95 ye recommended for nkofo omoye ejuma wo apomodemu health, the health sector, because of the risk. Into sure, yes, I haven't touched mine because it offers a tighter seal. But the only now share no say me share no, I still won't touch it because here was a hard substance be a was rohodoma. I say umia na a tare wo hwene so. It's a tare so take you shape and buffer. But a lot of people will just put it on like that. So it will come off with time. And then you keep doing that. We don't expect to touch it face mask now. Unless every time you touch, your hand sanitize. Because whatever is in your mouth will get stuck to the face mask. So by touching, you are taking it on your hands. And chances are that you may not sanitize your hand every time you touch, and you may touch a surface, or you may touch your child or something that somebody can also touch and acquire the infection from.
Last question.
Bachador, video be circulating on social media. Say surgical masks no. The area no COVID no. Dada. And Tinami Bisa, I think that it will scare people from putting it on, the surgical one. Tinami Bisa say, Edena moye afam. That's
okay. Unfortunately, no. You see, there was a time Nigeria, you who say polio virus no a costro. You should show you no. Na HSA obi akokan say polio virus the HIV account. It's in Kalane fa na omanya HIV. Na odwene ho a polio virus no ye de gu yenum. HIV virus is not transmitted orally. So the gu wenum a unya. As I said, a cold body no. And so because of this, as simple as it seems, there was a time we kept recording polio cases in Nigeria. Emma Ibikra Bar, the northern part of Ghana, when WHO was ready to declare Ghana polio free. So we cannot discount the power of sad messages now. There are so many people that will do things for mischief. The same thing, vaccines here, baby. For a vaccine. Every vaccine has got a side effect. But for over-projected the side effects. Hoping, say, even when the vaccines become available, people will not go for it. The reason for that, I may not be able to say. I call it mischief. I can only tell you. The surgical masks, most of them are actually produced in Ghana now. Most of the masks that we wear, they are produced in Ghana. So it defeats that kind of, I call it propaganda, conspiracy theory. Unfortunately, bad news, as they say, they travel faster than good news. So it will be difficult for us to debunk that. We can only tell you that you are better off wearing your face mask compared to listening to these kind of conspiracy theories and opening yourself up.
Yo, Papa Doctor, dear Miss Wahamini say, yes, old age. Now, old age for no so. Ya come and a bobinimu. Then the first one, the old age for no. Saya Riana cow.
Okay. I don't think say old age, no, Emma unya yarena. Name say unya yarena. Unya severe form of the yareno. If when you near. Now, I think the reasons, you know, a year debris. Sebi, winning no, you just see any, but ye also. Now, hypertension, diabetes, arthritis. These rheumatic conditions, and also it's a normal process of growth. And unya compared to a pala, and I say a young man of say 15, 16, the system is stronger comparatively to deal with yarewe compared to somebody who is say 50, 60. And the old age must be protected. That is how Kamoshe America and UK now. Omoko homes na old people are no near omo pania no, so that we can protect them. Because so munya yare na the chance say omobe exhibit severe form, even bordering on say omobe uno high. And yes, yes wabu na say huno as I say a mawo stick to protocols. Say, what's your mask? You are sitting apart. Nice. I believe, say, you take the hand hygiene serious. That is knowing, say, oh, when you can see. Home baby be a do beko. The same thing, you are even younger, relatively younger people, but if you have hypertension, if you have sickle cell, if you want the kidney conditions, they will say, Omunina, I can't more. Hit your heart. Until almost no, yes, they will take these measures extra serious. And it's not the old age per se, but it is the effect of the virus in older people. All right.
You, okay, last one.
That's it. For Doctor, Pacho, Masim Bisano, na poso, Kituebi. Yedikan, Yalano, Ebayano. Yehu said, not a bini or my ganam. Wa muhujemu, and my Yehu said, I'm on a nephone what they are in what the bar of my. In Tibia, men and Nebia, and I'm off a beauty near grass, or catching the Alibu into ancient nose Marcia. Yaman one who be do at them. Now, you should Musa, a good person say, Yaleno, I'm on a phone or Moana. What they are no concern, what person are, what they buy into a honor, Bibusas, or Camber, and Bafaswa, what best stop on a Yaleno, a 2-bit tower or my ganam, and yet to be on so say. Musa Yareno, a near drew. Nemo Morofuna, a vaccine beer, Owa, Unya, Yaleno, Ebi. Now, Savasino, to Yalena, so cry, now say. How long and now Wabasina, ever take you only per duanim? Also, a person, and last one also, and church, sir, young Mamma, say, young Alfuma, Woodiga. First, Yensikai, Yedium. Sabi, our market, Obin Babi obedi scan feed the buy, or the Ababa Tardy. Also, Onim na Eshanohon, Ekitano. Yes, can so Yam Ghana, Yam Fayas can show wallet him. Yam last name, milk on some Papa Penimu. Or to one of some can move a skate that one born a fiao. Anna, Odin, now soon. Yaminuka Namishana, when you Ebiam Coca, Ebiano, where the matter. In this uncle for us in Church Bank, Anna, Yadaba, whatever more, ma, Abba may be at me, Ako, Wano, Edia, my near Yasumge, Damasi.
Good. Thank you very much. So the first one, Omwa, say you're ready for your manone. That is not entirely correct. I'm saying the nimne say person start yellow. Na yadun say you need your ready be organa and I'm say free baby nearby. Name mum your work and cophobia, you who you're ready be omua. Na omuntu kwan. Omo enya and cophobia omu free amanonia bestra omo. And so you who you're ready be omu. The enono chair and say, Ebia, na yare na ba, and sana China highlighting. And in fact, studies, some more show video be about how the coronavirus spread. Before China started showing that massive symptoms, people had moved from China in all angles. So chances are that the disease had been here maybe a couple of months before we started getting to know of it. And it may not be the case, granted, say, no. Yes, it's strains for Biaba. Strains, your UK strain, your South African strain. That can only tell you, say, virus will be ever South Africa. It doesn't tell us, say, will be free South Africa and they buy. Because of a virus, no, so the AEC protect in order to defeat it, no. And also strategize or finding ways of trying to remain relevant. So they change some of their codes. See, you call assessor. You see, oh, this is a new strain. So it may just be that the organism is just changing. And the Yehune say, Oma Omunya bidadano. The Omunya second 1 year. A hiti omu hadadan. The hiti omu first time. It only tells you, say, the virus is trying desperately to remain relevant. So we shouldn't underestimate the virus. That is number one. The second one is the vaccine. So when you vaccine now, so maybe say major vaccine now, until say majority of the population, about 90% have been vaccinated, I will continue to wear face mask, observe the social distancing or physical distancing, as well as the hand hygiene. Adentia, because me in your virus no. Because of vaccine, me spread it to another person. So I still have to protect the other person in as much as I have been protected with the vaccine. The vaccine will not cure the virus. Like measles, we have vaccine for measles. Vaccine, and so despite that, some children will still get measles, even though back with I read in they are not those days, cellular disease, they come home. But say rash and about the you see it. Person has received the vaccine, but it's not showing the severe form. That is what we think this vaccine will do. It is not here yet, and the vaccine has just been rolled out. About this. The third one about Sikano is a real problem. Not only Sika, but that's the normal thing. So there's always that risk. What you can do, and I say, you assume, say, Ubia was to be more the amount of Biano, Nipano virus. Into your can't best and I'll be fast, I will be protected. And I say, Usu Muye, put the sea honma, Pafa. You are protected. It is you moving your hand now, I yet soil no, into your face. And now say nose, and now your mouth, and no, and a bit more virus. And yes, a virus, no, a war polythene bag, Missy Honum. Like we said, the virus, no bit to me, there's a limit to how far it can be suspended in air. Until airborne. Okay, airborne, but not. And from Manfano, moving from here to that place. No. A bit to me are suspended in air for some time, but it will fall down. So far as you are able to prevent that, you are protected. It's the same vein, I don't know what I've mentioned about the face shield. You wear face shield, it must be worn, I say, face shield, no, over a mask. You face shield now. Ukasa, jet, no, shield may be protected going forward. But so be kasa, a fat shield, not say, about because organism no put me a work and from move for some time. Answer. All right. Thank you very much.
Good.
Before I go, say the Missikacha no Pafono. I think I'm so impressed with a Nema more put in place how model fighters are conditioning. I'm so impressed, and I will encourage you to continue.
Pejina mpanimfo ene asafo nyina na mu na yada Ghana Medical Association for as papa ta adesua mode amayen nia sese wo kra ne se yen head office won atwro letter abrayen se yensan emia nhihyeya ya ye dada no yensan miem enti ninjina ne se yebema odan yi mu aye biaya hade winim se wura ha no adi niema nyina so a ho son enti kwan a befa so kra asom no na otwe se na mu beba no mu behunu nsakra bi wom ni nyina yese yede boaye ho na ta adwumadie nyina no etimi abam aboa no ne ho yehu nanso kwan a befa so adi ni so no de nke ye kwan kitwa bi ne kitwa bi ya ne se ye ni hihye nyina so pepepe nasa ni hihye obia o because ani o kan no wa hye pintin ɔte nkyɛn anhyɛ a onye hwee enti esi nyinaa nyɔte ma yɛn ho na ɛboa yɛn dɔkta yɛbɛda mo ase sabre yɛbɛsɔre na yɛabɔ mpaeɛ ɛde ama yɛn dɔktafoɔ a yareɛ yi ebi yɛ wo nua koraa na wodwane firi ne ho anso dɔktafoɔ yi deɛ ɛsɛ sɛ ɔkɔ ne ho nɛɛsefoɔ yi ɔmo ahwehwɛ mogya mu ani ade ɔma yɛmmɔ mpaeɛ ɛma wɔn Awurade yɛ Nyankopɔn ɔsorosoro hene agya yɛda wo ase bebree wɔ ne adaa wi na di de kyerɛ yɛn nti Awurade wahyɛ yɛn bɔ sɛ wo ma tapie no mu yɛnya yaresa woka kyerɛ wɔ Psalm 91 sɛ owi yareɛ no deɛ Awurade wobɛyi afiri yɛn so saa mmerɛ yi wɔn a yareɛ yi de wɔn kɔ de wɔn kra ɛhyɛ wo nsa wɔn a wayɛ mmɔbɔ esiane ɔfrɛ a wafrɛ wɔn abusuafoɔ yɛpagya wɔn aba wɔn anim na dɔktafoɔ yi a nimdeɛ ne ahofama a wɔwɔ nti wɔda so ɛbɔ piri ayarefoɔ yi hwɛ wɔn Awurade fa wɔn sie wakɔre ntaban n'ase Awurade bɔ wɔn ho ban wɔn ne wɔn abusua na mmerɛ a wɔyɛ yareɛ huhui ho adwuma Awurade saa nsan yareɛ bi anka wɔn da biara da ɔsorosoro henie dɔktafoɔ nɛɛsefoɔ health workers a ɛnyɛ bi hu wɔn mmɔbɔ paapa hu wɔn mmɔbɔ ma wɔn nsa so wɔ wɔn so na yɛ wɔn nsɛnkyerɛnne wɔ wɔn ho na ɛnsi wɔn yie ɔsorosoro hene ma wɔn nsa so na po asorɔkye kɛse asɔre kasa na ɛnyɛ den ma ɔmanfoɔ asommerɛ ɛne ɔpɛ no a Awurade yɛde bɛdi nhyehyɛe nyinaa so ɛde abrɛ yareɛ trɛ ase ɔsorosoro hene hwɛ yɛn mfomsoɔ so no ani ɛnni ma Yesu Kristo nti hu yɛn mmɔbɔ na ma ɛnsi yɛn yie ɛnɛ ne dɛ nyinaa amen yo ne dɔkta yɛda ase papaapa na menhyira wo
Epacho yɛbɛsɔre agyina hɔ na yɛato yɛ closing hymn. Revisere hymn 235. First stanza.
Shrankofie na yɛnkae sɛ Yesu Kristo wadi Satan ne n'apamfoɔ so nkonim. Awurade a wadi ɔbɔnsam ne n'apamfo so nkonim no ɔno a wagye wɔn akodie nyinaa firi wɔn nsɛm no saa twɛdi ampa Onyankopɔn no ɛna ne nhyira mmra mo so ɔno na ɔnte n'anim nkyerɛ mo na ɔnom mo ɔno na ɔma mo ntra ne dom mu ɔno ɛna ɔnkɔ so nyɛ ne nsɛnkyerɛnne wɔ mo ho na ɛnsi mu yie adeɛ nyinaa mu ɛnɛ ɛne na aka nyinaa nso bi moma yɛmfa asomdwie nkɔ amen. ɛde ɔsom no aba awieeɛ. Ɔma yɛmfa Awurade asomdwee nkɔ. Amen. Efie da